Hey guys, can you hear me? Sound check. All right. All right, cool. You can hear me. All right. What's going on? Angela, you're awesome. I was just talking with someone who was just recently speaking with you. So I'm going to catch up. But we're back. I'm just going to give it a minute, a beat, and then we got a little bit of grounds to cover. VJ, Tara, guys. All right. Promise I'm going to give a shout out to Jenny. You're stuck in an airport. I feel for you. So I wish you safe travels, especially with all the craziness going on in the world. And I hope and pray everything goes all right tonight. So good luck. Guys, we are episode 42, The Liar Connection. I'm your host, Alexander John. And tonight we'll be talking about some contact. I know it's been slow. I know you guys haven't heard from me. I think the last one we had, episode 41, was December 12th was the last bit. It's been a little slow with contact, but I've got enough to share, some important information. So what we're going to do tonight is I'm going to go and update you on the contact. I'm going to update you on a couple of other side reports, and something I'm going to read to you guys that pertains to one of the messages I received from contact. I hope you're all doing well. Honestly, we didn't even plan to do this tonight. I had a minor surgery and I was under the weather, but I'm here. Drinking some tea, some plain tea, no sugar, no nothing, just a little tea to keep me with you guys awake. So don't mind me when I take a sip. So, where are we? Well, let's go over the numbers real quick. We ended off for the year of 2021 with 518 messages, 44 of them in December. In January, 0. So when we left off on December 12th on episode 41, I didn't hear anything else for the rest of the year. Did anything else happen? Well, I had a vision and some dreams, but I don't put that in my contact with the manuscript. I put that in a separate journal for documentation purposes. And I'll go into one of the visions I had, and I had witnesses that, and it occurred and happened, and it's just crazy. Well, it's not crazy. I mean, it happens once in a while, but I don't get them often. And then for the month of February, I did receive 2 messages there, and you'll understand in the contact, because as we go through it, I was reluctant to share right away because I'm not sure which side or where it was coming from. And then so far in March, we currently have, March we had 1, 2, 3, possibly a 4th. So we had 4 in March. So it's not a lot, but it's very in depth. The reason why it's in depth is because one of the messages referenced, believe it or not, the Emerald tablets, the 12th tablet to be exact, and we'll dip into that. I normally don't read from books on the show. But I will, because it pertains to contact and they were referencing it, so we'll read that. Ironically, I had a copy of Billy Carson's Emerald Tablet, and I've read some of it. I didn't sit and read the entire thing. But what's weird is, about a year ago, I received an exact duplicate of that book, but it was a signed copy, and I didn't send away for it, and I didn't ask for it, but I appreciate it. Thank you, Billy, or whoever sent that to me, signed from Billy. I appreciate it. So I gave my other copy to someone, and I kept the signed one. Okay, I kept the signed one. I'm sorry, but it's pretty cool. But with that being said, let's go over, before we go right into Contact, my team has been working on the Contact itself. So it's been going since 2013 to the present. And what they've been working on are, because I get terrestrial and non-terrestrial, white hat, black hat, good and bad, Christos, anti-Christos, I get it all. They were dissecting it in a way that I'd never thought of. And I'm going to read what I call the X76 Report. So I'm going to give you a little synopsis about that. So basically, by going through computer program for star and astrological alignments and different things of that nature, the X76 Report, that data has compiled, and I'll read it word for word, has looked at all data for the coming season, so March to June, from 2014 to mid-May 2021. It's an ongoing process, and it's a lot of work that goes into it, and I have a meeting monthly with them to get updated of where we're at. Assuming the apex is the source and for a fixed reference, we use that and found the following. So an apex would be, say I get a message at 11:11 tonight. Well, the apex would be the star that is directly over us at the time of point of contact. And, you know, shooting in the dark, the data speaks for itself in the times, because I timestamp everything. Everything is dated. I do get some disinformation because there are bad elements out there that make contact along with the light. So what we found with the 76 report is that all were from declination of plus 34 to 33 declination. All ranges of right ascension were covered from 0 hours to 24. And I'll go into a little bit of that. And there were 69 stars repeatedly in the apex at different dates and times, excuse me, with some repeating 5 or 6 times. Meaning that throughout the years, it's not like, okay, at March 17th at 11:11, I'm just using that as an example, of 2015, and then say 2018 at March 17th at 11. It's not that. It's as we're rotating and everything's happening around us, it's what stars are apexing, because they're mentioned in Contact a lot of different star systems, a lot of different constellations, even galaxies. So there are 5 to 6 times, over 69 times that certain stars, when they send, I'll get a certain message, because we're up into the late 40s of different things that make contact. So we're going to go more elaborate into that in other episodes as we go out, because this X76 report is actually getting more and more depth with charts. I'm not ready to show charts yet and all that. We'll get to a point where we'll have visual, but just know this. So as we're on the globe, and as we go through the seasons, there's arcs and lows of what rises over the horizon, what you see come up and go down throughout the seasons, and depending on what's going on. So that's just a little taste of that, and we'll go more into that. And I know you guys are waiting on Contact. Tara threw up Discord. I haven't been on Discord a lot because we've been using a separate Discord for our meetings for breaking down a lot of the data from Contact. And there's something that later on I'm going to need your help with. I know some of you who have contacted me personally are skilled in a lot of different areas that I'm just not skilled in. And we're going to actually put out a message that we have yet to decode, and it's one of the most recent messages. And toward later in the show, Taro's going to throw it up there for us, and then you guys can go at it. And what I get, it's a unique message. It almost seems like it's multiple languages or code or some kind of thing, and I'm going to tell you what I kind of figured out, but it's not what it says. So I don't think that's the message. And we have a new race. A long time ago, we had an orange. It looked orange in Eben. Well, this one, I received an image just recently of a tan Eben, E-B-E-N. And we'll go into that. And they're different from grays. Excuse me, it's the T. So, yeah, we'll talk about dreams, we'll talk about visions, we'll talk about, and then we'll talk about current things, and I think we covered just about the basics. So let's go, John, who's ready to go into contact? Let me just say hi to everyone, Lisa, Leron, Oliver, what's going on in the house? Brad, thoughts on, so you're talking about Voyagers 2, Brad? Ironically, I have the book here. It's a very, 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 very detailed, deep read on a multi-layered level. So I can consume it in little chunks. Ironically, there are a ton of references in from contact that I've received since 2013, and things that are in her works in the Voyagers 2. Anywhere from the gates to portals to ley lines to 1111 and pillars, and it goes into all kinds of stuff. And I didn't discover about Voyagers 2 until a few years ago. And like I said, I'm always reading a few books at the same time. My team has a copy of it as well to go through, and right now we're just sifting through it because there's just that much data. So we're doing we got a lot of pots on the stove, let's just say. But yes, that's on my list. But yes, Victor, Oliver. All right, guys, here we go. And this will be posted on YouTube after this live. Also, like I said, Discord will be thrown up there. So let's go into it. Now, I know in the previous episode we were talking about in October about the coordinates that I received of the it's actually where that doomsday shelf is in Antarctica. Well, what was in January, through the first few weeks of January, if news article after news article on the doomsday shelf in Antarctica, it's going to melt, it's going to be gone, it's going to be... Well, there's a base there. We received that data in October, and all that information, 3 months later, mainstream news, they're putting out about this doomsday glacier off of Antarctica. So if you actually, where it is located is, say this is North America and South America, and as we get down here, here's Antarctica. So if you start, let me see, if you start going this way a little bit, normally everyone kind of does their little tours and the islands are right there. They go this way. If you actually go the opposite way, heading towards New Zealand, that kind of way, the doomsday shelf, the coordinates are right over in that area. And we'll go into that obviously another episode. It's just funny how the future proves the past. It's like, okay, we got that data, and then boom, it's all over the place. So what's really going on down there? Well, we know they talked about Musk. They talked about the Doomsday Glacier, and they talked about how there was a base there, and I was supposed to go, and I didn't again. And speaking of, we also have new coordinates. So let's jump into it, shall we? Sorry if I think the T is making me... I'm speaking a little too fast. If I'm speaking a little too fast, tell me to slow down. Victor, it's a long time no talk. How's it going? All right. Yep, December 12th, that's where we left off. So Monday, February 14th, 2022. Happy New Year. Happy New Year. I don't know if you can say Happy New Year anymore, but depending on what calendar you're using and what you follow, but we're all on the same page. We're talking Monday, February 14th, 2022 at 11:51 p.m. in the 11th hour at night. I received it in Latin. Translated in English, it says as follows. And this is a new line. So this is a whole new, I don't know who they are, right? Find and search the key from the 12th Emerald Bible. The key of the sacred palace was hidden within 10,000 years of Al-Hal, open our eyes. Now, I'm going to read that again, and I'm going to spell out Al-Hal. So Al-Hal it's weird. It was lowercase a, L, with a dash, and then capital H, lowercase a, U, L. So Al-Hal. So find and search the key from the 12th Emerald Bible. The key of the sacred palace was hidden within 10,000 years of Al-Hal. Open our eyes. Okay, I don't know what we're talking about. I know about the Emerald Tablets. I have an understanding of the Emerald Tablets. I know about Thoth and the Atlanteans, and we can go deep into that. But I'm going to tell you what I immediately responded with right now. So, and then we'll go right into the 12th tablet, and we'll see what it says. Yes, correct. Thank you, Tara, for throwing that up. That is exactly how it came in as Al-Hal. And honestly, I don't know what Al-Hal is, and maybe someone on here can enlighten me. At 5:04 p.m. on Tuesday, so when I received that, I was asleep. I wasn't even conscious. At 5:04 a.m. when I woke up, I said, you said open our eyes. Who is our? And again, a lot of these questions are kind of basic, where you're saying, why are you asking these basic questions? I have to have a foundation because I have no clue. It could be anything. It could be deception. It could be light. It could be dark. It could be anything. But I let them, basically telling themselves, we'll see where it goes. 5:05 a.m. Please explain more about this key. I know I've been told I'm a key. And that ties also into the Voyagers too. It's kind of strange. 5:19 a.m. I asked, whom am I speaking with and where do you originally come from and system? Because they may be terrestrial, they may be inner Earth, they may be extraterrestrial, they may be government. I don't know. 6:24 a.m. I asked, are you from Alpha Lyncus? So that was the apex during the time frame when I received that message. And there are windows that open and close based upon intervals of the sun, based upon our seasons. There's a lot of different things. So I wasn't sure. So I asked it because it goes back to the X76 report. I said, are you currently trapped? Because they said, open our eyes. And I'm thinking a lot of things. So I'll just keep it in that. At 6:30 a.m. I asked, I await your response to my questions. Thank you. I said Alpha Lyncus is Elvashak, Elvashak. At 11:09 a.m. I asked, any data you can send me will help me in my understanding of what needs to be done and why. 11:10, I saw ships last night and this morning. Was this yours? I did. I saw light ships. Before bed, and then in the morning I saw ships too early. I said, because in the mornings I take the kids to school, and at that time it's still dark. And remember, not too long ago I had two lights appear across the street above the house. Our neighbor for about 10 seconds. I got that shot. I can actually show you that image because I took the image myself and I received contact around that time. So I'll just show you to refresh your memory of that image I took. It's pretty cool. I've been catching a lot of images. Where is it? Maybe it was back further than I thought. It wasn't that long ago. It was this season. There it is. It was that was in October too. So I'll show you this. Basically, that's what it was. Those are the same shot. I just like kind of zoomed in and had the prints printed off. But those appeared like on a diagonal, really low. And then it was about 10 or 15 seconds. I was able to get the shot. And then it was clear skies, first thing in the morning. And you know, at night when it's cold, it's real crisp. You can see the stars real well. It just went out. So they were there. And that message was talking about, well, believe it or not, and that was in October 23. That was the Russia. Russia plans to use nuclear energy for nuclear space travel to ward off our allies from the past within the space system. We're watching them, watching us, watching you. And then I got that, the space station, and then the lights of the ships away from the space station over the Earth. So they were saying like they're watching, they said, watching them, watching us, watching you. So like everyone's watching each other. It's pretty crazy. That's another proof. Okay, so let's go back. So was that the last question I had before I'm going to go into the tablets? Oh yeah, I said I saw the ships last night and this morning. Was this yours? I await your response. Thank you. So well, right now, hey, why not? We have it from I have it from Billy, signed. Don't know how. I didn't ask for him to sign it. I don't know who sent it to me. Maybe Billy did. Who knows? But I have it. Let's read what it actually says. So it is chapter 14 in the book of the Compendium of the Emerald Tablets, a beginner's guide by Billy Carson. And it says, chapter 14, the law of cause and effect and the key of prophecy. So there's a key, there it is, a key of prophecy. An emerald tablet number 12. So I'll read exactly, like he has a whole introduction and things like that, but I'll read right what the tablet says of what he says it says. And Thoth said, list ye, O man, to the words of my wisdom. List to the voice of Thoth the Atlantean. Conquered have I the law of time, space. Knowledge have I gained of the future of time. Know I that man in his movement through space-time shall ever be one with the all. Know ye, O man, that all of the future is an open book. To him who can read, all effect shall bring forth its causes, as all effects grew from the first cause. Know ye the future is not fixed or stable, but varies as cause brings forth an effect. Look in the cause thou shalt bring into being, and surely thou shalt see that all is effect. So, O man, be sure the effects that ye bring forth are ever causes of more perfect effects. Know ye the future is never in fixation, but follows man's free will as it moves through the movements of time, space, toward the goal where a new time begins. Man can only read the future through the causes that bring the effects. Seek ye within the causation, and surely ye shall find the effects. List ye, O man, while I speak of the future, speak of the effect that follows the cause. Know ye that man in his journey lightward is ever seeking escape from the night that surrounds him. Like the shadows that surround the stars in the sky, and like the stars in the sky space, he, too, shall shine from the shadows of night. Ever his destiny shall lead him onward, until he is one with the light. Aye, Though his ways lies midst the shadows, ever before him glows the great light. Dark though the way be, yet shall he conquer the shadows that flow around him like night. And then he talks into, Billy talks about, positive energy activates constant elevation, and he's going on. And then it says, and Thoth said, far in the future I see man as light born, free from the darkness that fetters the soul, living in light without the bounds of darkness, to cover the light that is the light of their soul. Know ye, O man, before ye attain that, many the dark shadows shall fall on your light, striving to quench with the shadows of darkness the light of the soul that strives to be free. Great is the struggle between light and darkness, age old and yet ever new. Yet know in a time far in the future, light shall be all and darkness shall fall. List ye, O man, to my words of wisdom. Prepare, and ye shall not bind your light. Man has risen and man has fallen, as ever new waves of consciousness flow from the great abyss below us toward the sun of their goal. Ye, my children, have risen from a state that was little above the beast, until now of all men ye are greatest. Yet before thee were others greater than thee, yet tell I thee, as before the others have fallen, so also shall ye come to an end. And upon the land where ye dwell now, barbarians shall dwell in a turn rise to light. Forgotten shall be the ancient wisdom, yet ever shall live through hidden from men. Aye, in the land thou callest Chem, races shall rise and races shall fall. Forgotten shalt thou be of the children of men. Yet thou shalt have moved to a star space beyond this, leaving behind this place where thou hast dwelt. The soul of man moves ever onward, bound not by any one star, but evermore to the great goal before him, where he is dissolved in the light of the all. Know ye that ye shall ever go onward, moved by the law of cause and effect, until in the end both become one. Aye, man, after ye have gone, others shall move in the places ye lived. Knowledge and wisdom shall all be forgotten, and only a memory of God shall survive. As I to thee am a God for my knowledge, so ye too shall be gods of the future, because of your knowledge far above theirs. Yet know ye that all through the ages man shall have access to law when he will. Ages to come shall see revival of wisdom to those who shall inherit thy place on this star. They shall in turn come into wisdom and learn to banish the darkness by light. Yet greatly must they strive through the ages to bring unto themselves the freedom of light. Then shall there come unto man the great warfare that shall make the earth tremble and shake in its course. Aye, then shall the dark brothers open the warfare between light and the night, when man again shall conquer the ocean and fly in the air on wings like the birds. When he has learned to harness the lightning, then shall the time of warfare begin. Sounds like around now. Great shall the battle be twixt the forces, great the warfare of darkness and light. Nation shall rise against nation, using the dark forces to shatter the earth. Weapons of force shall wipe out the earth, man, until half of the race of men shall be gone. And then he talks a little bit more, Billy, and then it goes back into the tablet, and we're almost done here. Then shall come forth the sons of the morning, and give their etiquette to the children of men, saying, O men, cease from the striving against thy brother. Only thus can ye come to the light. Cease from the unbelief, O my brother, and follow the path, and know you are right. Ye are right. Then shall men cease from their striving, brother against brother, and father against son. Then shall the ancient home of my people rise from its place beneath the dark ocean waves. Then shall the age of light be unfolded, with all men seeking the light of the goal. Then shall the brothers of light rule the people. Banished shall be the darkness of night. Some more dialogue from Billy. And then to finish up, last bit of verses here. And Thoth said, I, the children of men, shall progress onward and upward to the great goal. Children of light shall they become. Flame of the flames shall their souls ever be. Knowledge and wisdom shall be man's in the great age, for he shall approach the eternal flame, the source of all wisdom, the place of beginning, that is yet one with the ending of all things. When that happens, according to Thoth, knowledge and wisdom shall be man's in the great age. I, in a time that is yet unborn, and shall be one, and one shall be all, man, a perfect flame of this cosmos, shall move forward to a place in the stars. I shall move even from out of this space-time into another beyond the stars. Long have ye listened to me, O my children. Long have ye listened to the wisdom of Thoth. Now I depart from ye into darkness. Now I go to the halls of Amenti, there to dwell in the future, when light shall come again to man. Yet know ye, my spirit shall ever be with thee, guiding thy feet in the pathway of light. Guard ye the secrets I leave with thee, and surely my spirit will guard thee through life. Keeping the eyes ever on the pathway to wisdom, keep the light as thy goal evermore. Fetter not the soul in bondage of darkness. Free let it wing in its flight to the stars. Now I depart thee to dwell in Amenti. Be thou my children in this life and the next. The time will come when ye too shall be deathless, living from age to age, a light among men. Guard ye the entrance to the halls of Amenti. Guard ye the secrets I have hidden among ye. Let not the wisdom be cast to barbarians. Secret shall thou keep it for those who seek light. Now depart I. Receive thou my blessing. Take thou my way and follow the light. Blend thou thy soul in the great essence, one with the great light. Let the consciousness be. Call thou on me when thou dost need me. Use my name 3 times in a row. Cheket, Arlek, and Vomalats. And that's it. I mean, that's the 12th tablet, right? There's a lot of different things in there that I find like, coincidental, talking about how we'll fly like wings of a bird and all this. And I mean, we have planes now, nation against nation, all this stuff. So it's all in here. So that's the Emerald Tablet. And so Contact said on February 14th, find and search the key from the 12th Emerald Bible. The key of the sacred palace was hidden within 10,000 years of all hall. Open our eyes. Okay, we're done with that. Let's keep moving forward. But it's on the record. Everyone hear me all right? I hope I wasn't mumbling. Let me just take a sip of tea. All right. So then Wednesday, February 23rd, 2022, at 11:43 p.m., I received Latin, which translated into English. Your kingdom has been found. Nothing is safe. I call Lyra to you. The Lyra, the Lyran constellation. So I call Lyra to you. The ship is waiting for you. We look forward to your arrival tonight. And I'm like, tonight? At 1:11. So I got it at 11:43 p.m. Excuse me. And where I live, there would be no possible way I would be able to get to this location. And then they gave me the coordinates. So the coordinates are 39:39:02 north, 75:35:13 west, and then it said -1.50. And where it takes us is Delaware, of all places. So that's a red flag to me. I'll show you this this part of basically the location. And then So it was right like on the Delaware River. And I'm like, I don't know if this is a trap, if they're going to take me out, if this is really a legit where these are my guys are coming to get me, because there's been many times that I've had coordinates for pickup. So we scrambled, and basically I had a few people that were going to be able to come back me up from afar in case something went sideways. And we had a quick meeting about it and decided, well, this might be the enemy. So we aborted going to the location. So I did respond Thursday, February 24th at 4:17 a.m. I said, I'm just getting this message tonight because I was already asleep. And they had to know that, because the last time when I received a message and I was asleep, I told them this is a different contact, but they said, we know because it was written. It was already written. So I found that mind-blowing, because it wasn't like we had electronics or you were under surveillance, or which I am, that stuff too, but they said it was written. So everything is written. So I said, I'm just getting this message. So I said tonight, and I'm going through the process now of leading up to us aborting out of that. 4:39 a.m. I said, I was sleeping when you sent this message. I await your response. Can you give me an update, please? 1:11, is that day or night? And or is this military time or PM? 9:05 a.m. I said, how do I know this isn't a trap? Identify yourself and explain, please. 10:09, I said, I await your response. Thank you. And I still didn't receive anything. And I said, please respond. Friday, February 25th, I stated, are you aware of the conflict between Russia and Ukraine? Because that just started at that time, around that time. And on Friday, March 4th at 11:15 a.m., I received Latin, which translates to, this is kind of harsh, but it is what it is. Many warnings of future events have been made regarding the use of weapons of mass destruction. The faith and the lot of your world always repeats. Your time is running out, and you're going to lack all the tasks you've been given. The excuse and humble intelligence rendered you a fool in the world. And yet an unjust, indubitable title does not give you a seat, as the council has already deemed. You have been stuck on account of this disturbance. So I know, because they say I'm a Lyran Prince and all this, it doesn't get, just because you have a title, it doesn't give you automatic seat on the council. I know that. So they're reassuring me on that, whoever they are. They said I've been stuck on this, and that basically all these tasks have been given to me throughout all the years. I'm supposed to know Lyranese, and I'm supposed to know all this stuff about the key and unlocking gates and all this stuff, that basically I'm running out of time, and basically a weapon of mass destruction is about to be used. Now, the accuracy, pretty much 9 out of 10 times that I get something, it comes to pass within a few months. The only one that I'm always still stuck on, that something could have happened and I'm just not aware of it, is that 2021, that 2021 January 14th, I believe, of 2021. And then we were waiting, and then nothing happened, and we're like, what's going on? But so that's another forewarning. And it's saying here, the faith, let's see. So the faith and the lot of your world. So the faith and the lot of your world, meaning our world here, which means it's not their world. They're not from here. Always repeats. And we know that because history does repeat itself, right? So it makes you think about these ancient structures, and about in India, talking about the was it Mahabharati, where it talks about the almost like 10,000 suns, the explosions, and a different. So like we're talking about technologies we're getting up to the point again where we're flying like birds and use harnessing electricity and doing these different things. And is this new for us? Yes, it's new, but has this happened in the past? Well, it definitely, if you look into ancient history, not just the mainstream, what they are going to teach you, just like the mainstream news. If you're going to get all your knowledge from that, you're in a lot of trouble. So there's a lot we don't know. A lot is hidden under the Vatican. A lot is hidden in people's private collections. A lot of is not known around the world. So are we doomed to repeat ourselves? Well, if we continue to have slave masters control the world, and an evil presence that controls the lives of the people, well, yeah, it looks like we could possibly repeat ourselves again. So, with that being said, I responded at 11:29 a.m. Whom is speaking to me? What should I do? Are you saying a weapon of mass destruction will be used? And if so, will it be locally or globally? Are you currently on this world? What task must I do? Answer my questions would help. I await your response. Are you from Cygnus? Please answer me. Because again, we're going back to the X76 report, looking at apexes with stars. I said, please tell me more. Please respond. Nothing, right? Nothing. March 7th, Monday. I said, status update, nothing. March 13th, I said, on Sunday, March 13th, I just threw it out there at 11:45 a.m. in the 11th hour. I said, is there something you can teach me today? Hey, you never know. You might get a response. But on Wednesday, March 16th, I did. At 4:29 p.m., I received an image. And the image is it's being processed, it's coming. But it's a close-up image of an eben. It's not like the orange one I had. That orange one is more of like almost like a fluorescent. It's not a fluorescent orange. It's like a tan orange. This one was looking tan Caucasian. But it definitely an eben, and an eben is not a gray. An eben, you know how a gray will have the eyes, where like the eben, the eyes are more, they're large and oval and almost almond, but they're more horizontally and lower on the skull. No nose, and more like have open nostrils and very thin, almost no lip. So I had that with that image sent to me. I said, what is this image of? What is your name? I wait your response. And then about an hour later, I said, no message. And March 16th at 4:50 p.m., I did receive a message. At this time, I'm going to have Tara throw it up onto the screen. I can't decode it. It almost seems like it's multiple languages. Each word, I can't tell. And when I did decode it by doing it that way, it says something like, the head go before, ideal, unempty, give juice, go give equal points, the cook, or kuja. I don't know what that is. If you guys want to take a crack at that and try to help me out, I would be greatly appreciative. And thank you so much. These are my last bit that I answered. Back. I said, what language is this? This is not Latin. At 4:56 p.m., I said, is this Slavic? 4:57, please resend message in English or Latin, please. Please help me with translation of your message. Are you close by? Are you talking about communications with like a two-way radio? Because some of my team were trying to crack it, and they're like, I'm getting weird, like it's different every time we try to do it. We're not getting a straight translation. So I ended with 5:34 p.m., needing more data. Thank you. So that was March 16th, so that was only days ago. We're on the 21st now, so that's 5 days ago. That brings us up to current with contact. So it's a new race, it's a new line. It talks about weapons of mass destruction. It talks about the Emerald Tablet, which we went over. It talks one of the message. It could be a warning or crucial, but I don't have that to. So once we figure that out, let me take a sip here. Then we'll be able to do that. I also want to bring up some other points, and since we're caught up with contact in that regard for the record. And we went over the X76 report. So 76, thank you very much with all that hard work and effort, tracking and going through the due diligence. With that, I did want to talk about a couple of some off-topic things, if you guys don't mind. Oh, I didn't talk to you about the vision. So, all right, let's talk about the vision. So about a month and a half ago, I had this vision. And here's what I say is a vision. When you have a dream at night, you have a dream, right? But then sometimes you have a dream that's so realistic and real and detailed. And contact has said they make contact through dreams as well. That's on the record. But that's different from the vision. Deja vu is kind of like, oh, I feel like this has happened before. Whereas a vision, I could be right here and you could be in my office. We're having a conversation, right? We're just talking and, excuse me. And then all of a sudden, like a movie, I was not thinking about it. It just appears in my brain, where in my mind, in my psyche, my consciousness, where I'm awake and aware, where I see like a movie, like you would watch TV. I would see something play out. And in great detail. And I'm like, I stopped what I'm doing because I know it's what it is. So what I had was a vision of my garage at night, with a candle with 3 wicks, and it was burning. And say it was in a one of these things that for a candle that burns, but it was at the bottom, so there was very little wax left, but the flame was still going on all 3. And what's weird about it is I notated that. Excuse me, woo, this tea. I notated it, but I disregarded it. And you go, well, why would you disregard something like that? Because, okay, it's at night in a garage, my garage, and it's lit, but there's no one there. So the only thing I could think is like, okay, is this like a warning? So the night I went to bed, and I'm laying there, and this thing is irking me now. Like, you should get out of bed and go check this. And I go, nah, right? So I didn't get out of bed to go into the garage in the middle of the night to go check on this. Luckily, my place didn't burn down. But here's where it gets crazy. And this is where I have a confirmed, like, witness. Like, this is nuts, right? So the next night, I go to bed, I wake up that following day, and Julia tells me, she goes, Alex, I went to the garage because I got up in the middle of the night. I had this urge, and Julia does not have visions. She doesn't get contact. She doesn't have any of this stuff. She takes medications at night for health reasons, but these medications make sure she's asleep. So for her to get out of bed, that's a miracle in itself for that. So in the middle of the night, she told me she got out of bed because she had this urge that she needed to go to the garage. And sure enough, there was a candle burning with 3. And she blew it out. And I said, whoa, wait a minute. Because check out my journal, because I just wrote last night, look what happened. That I had the urge to go down there And I guess it wouldn't have been lit then, but I must have saw it, because it usually happens within a few days, or it could be 5 minutes, but usually within a few days it happens when I have a vision. She got and went down there, and there was the candle. It was lit, and it was by itself, unattained in the dark. Isn't that crazy? So that was the vision. What does it mean? I think it means that something bad could have happened. Like, you could have had a fire. So I think there was intervention there to, like, you need to take care of this because that's the only thing I could come up with, because no one was there. No one was with the candle. So, and she took care of it. So they must have woke her up out of a medicated sleep, and she took care of it. So talk about being guarded or protected. So that was the vision. Also, in this last couple months, I've been having really, really detailed dreams, to where even Commander Doug, he had a painting. It was freaking me out because he's been painting on his, like, people paint with pastels and oils and different things of, acrylics of, relaxing. He likes to paint. He's getting really good at it. And he said, we were having a conversation, and he started to describe this bridge, and talking about this painting. And he sent me a picture of the painting. And I said, oh my goodness. I said, I had this crazy dream about this same bridge. And that's just another, just an example. So I've been having a lot of that. Not a lot of contact, as you can see, but meaty contact. Like, go to this coordinate and, basically hope for the best. We determined we didn't feel like it was, I don't know, I didn't feel like it was a safe move. My team didn't feel like it was a safe move. So, hey, it is what it is. So we talked about dreams, talked about the visions. Let's see, the X76 report's done. Caught up on contact. Let's see, what else were we going to talk about? Saying this, so I put a couple asterisks because we're living in crazy times. I mean, it's pretty nuts, with things unfolding. Not just my story, but there are a lot of people with experiences and things. We're in the time at that age of this ending. Even though we're in the new age of Aquarius, we're in this time of an age where miraculous things are happening around us. And I'm glad, Lord, I didn't go either. Now that I reflect back on it, we can go into that later on Discord. But having a person say, how do I say this? This is my personal feeling. I'm just going to tell you my personal feeling. When someone backs someone up on something and another person backs that person up, but yet there's no data or facts, or there's no way to show or prove anything, to me, it's like hearsay. It's just someone backing someone up, just to back someone up. And where am I going with this? We're in the age and time where people they're either sharing really amazing, great information, or they're really just doubling down and colluding together to create a narrative, kind of like what the deep state does. What is it, Victor? More than a vision, bro, was a warning. I think better pay attention and take care when you have a dream, things like that. I'm glad. Yeah, and that's the thing. It wasn't even a dream, and I agree with you. I got to pay more attention. This is when I'm awake, and when I have what I call a vision, that's what it is. It's like a movie. It could be 30 seconds or a minute long, and I see it happening exactly the way it's happened, and then it happens exactly everything, down to the lighting, to what's saying, like you're watching the movie, like in the past or the future, but it happens not a little like deja vu. This feels the same, like that was to the T, because I see it in my head and I'm not thinking about it. It just, it just starts playing. So another thing I wanted to talk about, who lit the candle? Do you know? I don't know. The other thing is this conspiracy theory word that, you as we're going through these times and like stuff is happening, or terrestrially, dark agents of and governments and things that are being exposed and brought to the light. A conspiracy theory. Have you not noticed? Because I've noticed this a lot. We're not even talking about like in the 90s, people were saying something and then, 20 years later, it's like, well, that used to be called a conspiracy theory. So the quickening has happened so fast and so rapidly that we're talking about within a month, could be weeks, something was called a conspiracy theory. And then all of a sudden it's proven to be a fact immediately. So just take a moment when you have a time and really reflect and say, what used to be called conspiracy theory that where people were scoffed at or saying it's disinformation, everything's disinformation, it's all about people's feelings, where it's like, no, you were saying this like 3 weeks ago, and now mainstream they have to admit, or something pops up where it's in your face. So then on that, it just blows my mind. Not about the conspiracy information, but that it's firing off. Boom, 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 boom. Things are getting exposed on a rapid level. And it's going to continue to increase to the point when they're going to shut, instead of like banning or shadow banning all this. Oh yeah, that's one. Remember in the beginning, like Facebook and all this shadow stuff, like I'm in Facebook jail. That used to be, right? In the beginning, people, no, that's not happening. That's crazy talk. What are you talking about? And then now it's just commonplace. Oh, I'm in Facebook jail. Commander Doug's in Facebook jail. It just happens. But remember, that's not happening. What are you talking about? So what I'm trying to say is, for those of you, and I know most of you here are not like that, and I talk to a lot of you, just be open-minded. You live in a world where, like Contact said, most of the books that you read on this planet are polluted. That was Valiant Thor, when I had Contact for that, was it 2017? For about 2 or 3 months, I was receiving, we were talking about, I got information about Venus and Enlil, the essence of Enlil's in the center of Venus, and he was talking about how most of the world is an abomination here, and talking about like a lot of crazy stuff. It was a short window. I was trying to get as much data as I could before that window closed. But yeah, I wanted to touch about conspiracy theory. That's the made up word that they use, the CIA anyways made up, or was it the CIA? Just like Facebook itself was called, what was it, Factbook, or it was an alphabet letter agency. Then immediately the next day he took it over, and then it became, so and then I would like to say and address, well, I'll say that another time. I'm ranting now, and I'm sure I'm boring. So, but just wanted to touch on a few different things. I just find it's so amazing to see such a turnaround in data and information, and people becoming, and there's a difference between being woke and being awakened. So, and we are in the time of the Great Awakening. We are. Why do you think why this is happening faster? This is a quickening. This is all happening. And I also been thinking about how, with Project, I don't know if Tara and others, we share a lot of data and stuff, but I was looking at the Project Looking Glass, and then these whistleblowers that have been coming out. And what's funny is, in old Contact, they talk about the terrestrial agents, because there's white hats and black hats that contact me, but they were talking about how there's a massive file on me, and they said that we're under Operation Stargate 1111 and Project Starseed. So, and it's funny talking about, it's not funny, but it's funny to hear about some of the things these whistleblowers were talking about under the information that they were leaking on these Operation Looking Glass. So if you want to have some time, maybe Tara, maybe you could throw that into Discord, and then they can view that. I find that one of the most profound compliment. It's not very long. I say it's an hour, but it's a great compliment. Can I say the word compilation of these whistleblowers' testimony back to back, all within an hour with a little bit of narration. But they pretty much, from, I think Carrie Cassidy interviewed one of them or two of them, and some other people had some other interviews with them. So you should check it out. Trying to think what else. How are you guys been? I'm just going to open it up just for a minute, talk to you guys and see what you guys are saying. Do you know? Yeah, I answered all that. Oh, cool. Someone here going to access the warship under the Sphinx. Yeah, that's another topic we're going to get into. The Sphinx has been talked about. Thanks for sharing your contact with us, Alex. That was timely information. Giovanni, now see, Giovanni is like someone I don't get to regularly talk to, but is constantly on and once in a while. So I appreciate you, Giovanni. And hey, I was going to do a show earlier than now. It's just that I felt like I was going to waste. Everyone's time is precious, and everyone has a struggle going on, whether it's and it has to do with just the way the world is right now. And I feel like, here I go, feelings. I'm interrupting other people's lives to bring you my data. But if it's like one or two messages, you kind of get used to getting contact. Believe it or not, you'd be like, if you don't ever receive contact or you don't get these information and then they come to pass, unless it's like detrimental, you kind of like, well, I'll probably get more. So let's just wait till we get a little bit more, and then everyone can see it in one, instead of waiting like immediately. If you guys want, since I can do updates where we do like short episodes to just like, hey, if I get contact, this is what it said. But I kind of like this. We kind of go through it, and you can talk about it, and then we'll talk about it on the Discord. I know I'm rambling. I'm just trying to cram a lot of information in at one time. And no, you aren't. Lori says, boring. Everything you say is so true. We have to use needlepoint discernment with all the truthers. Yeah, I mean, I guess you're going to get that. I mean, it's just like anything. Everyone, I guess there are people out there who have to make a living and do all this stuff. And that kind of stuff sucks, though. To me, it's so serious. I don't know who said this. Someone said this like a couple decades ago. And it was like the guy from Skunkworks, was it? Or whatever. He said, if you knew everything that was going on out there, you wouldn't want to leave your house. You'd be afraid to leave your house. There's that much going on. Not just like bad guys that can grab you. Like all kinds of stuff. Oh, I know what I wanted to tell you guys. Have you seen Missing 411? Well, they got a new one called The Hunted on Missing 411 with David Paulides. Is that how you say his last name? Paulides. Sometimes he's on Coast to Coast. He's written like 4 or 5 books on basically these cluster spots around the North America where people go missing in like a lot of national forests. Like and he doesn't even add those that are like criminal animal attacks or any of the normal stuff. Like they're totally crazy cluster spots of highly unusual stuff. I suggest watch that. It gives you another eye opener of things that are going on around you that you may not be aware of, especially going into spring and summer. If any of you are thinking about going to a national park or going, I would suggest, not to scare you, I'm not trying to push fear, being aware. It's like being woke or being awakened or knowing. It's the same thing. Knowledge is power. So being aware of your surroundings is nothing to be afraid of. It actually gives you some armor. The overlay of cave systems. Yeah, and I've heard that they've mapped out a lot of the cave systems lately with technology too. A person of pure soul can do it. I was just learning about a woman from Peru who did it in 1989. She made it so the Greys became ill and couldn't stay here. Okay, I didn't never heard of that one, Angela. Angela always got great information and data. I haven't heard that one. Oh, do you guys have any good books that you know of? Anything new that has come out from any? I'm usually on the hunt, so if you guys got anything, if you could drop it into the Lyran Connection or on Discord. With that being said, the ship under the Sphinx was accessed. Angela, when you say that, is that recent or did you get information or data that because I think just recently we were just talking about, not you and I, but the other part of the team, we were talking about that, something about the Sphinx, or was it us that was talking? I'm trying to. By that lady in 1989. Oh, okay. I got you. I remember you. Okay, so you're the one who was talking to me about that. That's right. Guys, that's all I have for right now. Unless you want to shoot the stuff a little bit. But I do want to jump on Discord. And Tara, thank you. Did you throw up the link? Did Tara throw up the link? We'll go jump on that and it's under after show chat. And then we can jump and talk about all this. And then I'm going to have this posted on YouTube. I do have the LyranConnection.com. It just got started. So we're starting to connect all the dots. Any of you anyone who's ever sent me a little donation or anything, I do appreciate anything. It's not expected. I just put it back into the work. So I use it for books. I use it to print off our images. I use it to get, like this. I get more of these, ink pens so I can put it in the manuscript manually. I get things like this so I can use, and I have the photos printed off and I can, because what I do is when I put it in order, like this is book 3. So book 1, 2, and 3. That's how much data we have currently. Because I'm at the end of book 3. I got to get another book. But that's how much data from Contact we have so far. So that's really awesome stuff. But I do want to say I thank any of you. I know it's trying times and all that. And I from the bottom of my heart, thank you for anyone and everyone. Just being here, thank you. I think this information is awesome and it's imperative. And time again, it seems like every few months we're getting a little bit of information and then it happens with exact coordinates, with timing. So I'm hoping the mass destruction thing isn't going to be I hope it's a blunder where it's one of that 10% that doesn't come to pass but just be alert. I'm not trying to put fear, but that's what Contact said. So, and it says we're going to repeat again. And those of you that know, this time it will be fire. So, what are we going to do? We just got to keep preparing. Make yourself a fairway cage. Is that how you say it? Fairway cage to protect your electronics. The best way I would say is getting one of those old school garbage cans and align it, and that way you have some kind of maybe put your radios for communications if the grid goes down, or an EMP blast, or a rogue asteroid takes out a thing. Guys, it's been episode 42 Oh, and I've been in touch with Donut again. He does, bringing you all your Illuminati news. Donut. He's awesome. He goes deep into the terrestrial and the numerology and the connection and all that kind of secret society stuff, which I don't, because it's not very rarely mentioned in my contact, but it has. So we're in talks, and eventually we're gonna be on the show together. So we're gonna do a thing. I know it's been a little bit a while, but we're talking, and I just think I don't really put people's work up on my stuff. I kind of keep it with the Lyran connection, but some of the things are pretty important that he's saying. And if you have time, that's another rabbit hole you can go down and enjoy. Yeah, Faraday cage. Looking for it. Did you ever try to remote viewing? Leron says, did you ever try to remote viewing? So I have researched remote viewing. I've seen the CIA docs on Stargate from going all the way back decades, talking with the remote viewing. I've read those documents. Have I personally remote viewed? I know Commander Doug can remote view. I believe I may have remote viewed by accident when I was younger, and I didn't this is before contact. For example, one time I was about 17 years old, and I was going by my high school, and I was with my girlfriend at the time. I wasn't with my girlfriend. Commander Doug was with my girlfriend, and they were looking for me. This is before, cell phones and all this stuff. I think beeper we had or something. Well, anyways, they were trying to find where I was at, and he saw me coming. He said he's going to be up. Now, we're talking about there's miles between locations. He said he's going to be coming around this corner in just a minute, and he's beyond the school. And they went past the school, and he went down the street, and there I was coming around the corner. He saw it in his mind's eye. He also has the doorway experiences. So yeah, remote viewing. Also, one time I was in front of his house. My dad would get these catalogs on spy gadgets and all this crazy stuff. And I used to look at these thick catalogs of things that you could get back then, back in the early 90s and late 80s. And he saw me. He came outside. I would get him before we'd go to school, and he came out. And he goes, Alex. And I put the magazine away, and I was facing the road. There's no way he could have seen it. I had my thing up and all this stuff. And he goes, Alex, you were just looking at surveillance equipment and a magazine. And I said, no way. There's no way you could know that. And this is before contact. This is before we always had I have so many strange stories. But yeah, that's a good one. But no, I have never sat down to try to do remote viewing. It would be interested about it. I'd try it. But yeah, that stuff's very real. Did you ever try to remote viewing? I'd like to try that. The sealed views. Yeah, and that's the thing. They seal it. They don't know. They just know kind of a location. They don't know what they're looking for, and then they get all this data, and then it matches up with everyone else in these different routes. So everything's sealed, and the main guy's got the controller information in it. And that's what the CIA was working on. It's crazy stuff, but it's all true. Guys, episode 42, we did it. I promise. In episode 43, faster. Even if there's no contact, we'll do the 42.5, and we'll start jumping into that old contact again. I love you guys. Thanks for viewing. Catch us on Discord, the after show chat, and my tea's cold now, but it's good cold too. I love tea. No sugar though. Sugar is the white death. It's okay to have a little bit of that raw sugar cane from Jamaica though. That brown sugar cane is so good. But until next time, keep looking to the stars, and if you see something, you know something, shoot it over, and I'll talk to you in just about About 4 minutes. Love you guys. And VJ, thank you for all your data and information. I appreciate you. And if I'm forgetting anyone, Oliver, Tara, all you guys, I'll see you on the flip side. Love you guys. Bye.